Hello guys, welcome to the finals. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to build your own light build. So, in the finals, we've got 5 abilities slash thingies you can have in your build. So we've got the specialization, the weapon, and 3 gadgets. The most important as to probably be the specialization in the weapon. The rest is going to be up to you pretty much. But yeah, let's get started. So the first weapon we're going to be checking out is the 93R, as it's the first in the list. It's a burst machine pistol, so you can run anything. The playstyle's going to be like similar to the other machine pistols slash ARs, because there is the ARN 220 now. So always gateway. This is going to be like your first pick for pretty much every build in the game. And then the Lich Grenade and the H+ Infuser. It's going to be your base loadout. You should always be running this build, or at least be able to use it. Other stuff that is good. If your team doesn't have a Glue Grenade, you can add it. So yeah, might want to replace the H+ Infuser or the Lich Grenade depending on what is your team comp and what the enemies are running. Let's say there's a lot of dome shields, well I'm not going to remove the Lich Grenade. I'm going to remove the H+ Infuser. But if my teammates are running both light, I might want to replace the H+ Infuser because our meta is pretty squishy. Our team comp is pretty squishy. It's hard. Next thing, what else could be viable? Like, the Thermal Bore is viable if you want to have breaching. If your team lacks breaching, you could grab the Thermal Bore to open up walls. But I don't think it's as viable as it used to be because you don't really need it to drop floating platforms because, well, now there isn't as many maps where they're just available. Vanishing Bomb is also a great gadget if you want to be sneaky. Always remember that you can use it with your teammates to give even more value. So just throw it on the floor. And don't right-click it, because when you right-click it, it's going to overhand throw it, even though it's going to go on the floor. It's just better off to just click the floor instead of right-clicking. If I use my Vanishing Bomb like this, it takes like half a second before the Vanishing Bomb goes down. But if I'm going to click, it's instant. So you should always be left-clicking, unless you're like doing something weird. Nullifier and Gravity Vortex. These are the 2 of my favorite gadgets. They're viable, but not that much with this weapon, because this weapon is going to be reliable at all ranges. Because it like kills in 2 bursts from here, and it's still doing like the same damage at that distance. So Nullifier, not going to be a great pick, because Nullifier is mainly used to take down enemies that are like out of your range. Let's say I have a sniper rifle, and somebody's close to me and I don't want to fight him, I can just Nullify him, and he's going to be a mere fight. Gravity Vortex, however, is going to be more important, because if it's a really underrated gadget. If you put it on top of the cash out and activate it when somebody is stealing, it's going to go in the air and you can just get your free kills. Because like when they're in a Gravity Vortex, you can't move anymore. So great gadget with any weapon, unless like you're going to be running shotguns, because like you don't want to get in your own vortex. That's kind of stupid. Frag grenades. If you're running solo queue, these might be useful, even though I wouldn't recommend using them to anybody. Pyro grenade, same thing. Gas grenade, same thing. It can be useful. Gas grenade is a bit better than a pyro grenade, because pyro grenade gets taken out by smoke, and smoke is in the meta right now. Or you can see it in IELO. Sonar grenade is gonna be a good gadget, I guess. I wouldn't recommend using it over like Lich grenade, but if you want, you can swap it out or keep it in your reserve, depending on your team comp. Flashbang. Same thing with flashbang. The problem with flashbang is when you toss it down, you can just look away. It's practically not gonna do nothing. So yeah, not a great gadget. Tracking darts. Tracking dart is an okay gadget. It can be pretty oppressing. If there's one last guy remaining, it's gonna be like your favorite gadget in the game. I think it's not bad. If you want to run it, I mean, go for it. Just don't run it with like stun grenades, because it's like overlapping. Breaching charge. Breach charge has gotten plenty of buffs. Back in Season 1, it was like the worst gadget in the game. It had less charges than the C4, did less damage, was as slow. Like, it was horrible. Now, you have 3 of them, and you can dollop them pretty quickly to open a wall, like, instantly. So, if your team is low on breaching, you could also run this, instead of running Thermal Bore. I think that's it. So, yeah, that was the gadgets. Now for weapons, though. The Matter. The Matter is going to be your second weapon in the list. It's the Superior Shotgun for life. If you're going to want to be running this weapon, also run dash, because like dash is just the best specialization for light in the game. It allows you to get movement and to avoid getting hit by those big damage shooting weapons like the BFR Titan. And just like any weapon, actually, like it's just so good. I wouldn't recommend running anything else but Flash, especially with these weapons. So Matter is good because it has quite some range for shotgun. Like from 10 meters away, I'm gonna 3-shot this medium and I'm gonna do so much damage. It's big magazine and like fast reload speed make it even better. Like it's pretty much instant. Like I can shoot 8 bullets into this area that's 18 meters away, and a second later I would be someone shooting it. Like so yeah, the Matter's a pretty good weapon. Not as good as the 93R though. Dagger. Now Dagger has been not that bad actually. It used to be like the worst weapon in the game at one point, but it's so like easy to get those backstabs now that I feel like it's not even that bad. It's just so easy to get those backstabs. But yeah, and the fact that it does 65 damage, so like even if you miss your backstab, he's gonna be like 1 hit and 1 elbow. So like it doesn't really matter. It's like pretty good. ARN-220, that's a good one. I really like the ARN-220 because it's pretty much no recoil. It has a ton of range, and it's super reliable. Like, I can kill a medium and a heavy with 2 magazines that are far away. It's super good. This weapon might be more rangy than the other options though, so you might want to pick a loadout that goes with it, with like maybe tracking darts. Anything that gives you more range. Like thermal bore, if you want to sit on a roof, always grab thermal bore. Especially with snipers and DMRs. So yeah, I would recommend still running the same loadout, but you can get pretty creative and run smokes if you want, depending on what you want in your team comp, obviously. So yeah, everything applies to this one too. M11. M11 is going to be super close range. So this one, not the best at range, even though it's going to be able to get some damage in. Like, even if you far away, I'm still going to get some damage in. So not that bad. It's probably going to be one of the best SMGs in the game. Still. I would recommend running Vanish Bomb more than other SMGs because of its it's so close to a shotgun in its playstyle that might as well run it, you know? Because it's so much damage, and its range is not that great. But you still have a lot of ammo, so Vanish Bomb to sneak up close could be viable. Everything else applies. Nullifier. The range of the Nullifier isn't really that, like, it doesn't really complement the M11 that good. Let's say I'm 10 meters away, even if I Nullify him, I'm still in the range of shooting him. So yeah, Nullifier, not that great. Gravity Vortex, immobilizing the enemies, sucking them in, and you're gonna just be able to get so much damage in. Always a great gadget. SR-84, now we're getting to the interesting ones. So SR-84 is probably one of the most interesting weapons for light, because it's one of the only weapons I would recommend running like a very different build. So yeah, dash could be good with sniper, but where the sniper really shines is when you're on a loop, right? Because it's a sniper, you're gonna take advantage of that range and not run in. Because if you're just gonna run in, just like take a shotgun, bro. So on the roof, grapple hook is gonna be really great, just to reposition around buildings and stuff. Thermal bore. If you're going to want to be covering the cash outs from a distance, and there's a wall in the way, thermal bore just to clear that wall. Very good too. Or you could just like odd jump into a building with a grappling hook combo. Well, I missed, but you get the point. Other good gadgets. The Nullifier is going to be a really good gadget with this weapon. Probably going to be the best weapon with Nullifier. Because let's say there's an Eddie with a shotgun on me. I could try to go for headshots and like go around him and stuff. But you can also just Nullify and run away because you're faster than him. So yeah, Nullifier is going to be great. So yeah. One thing I wouldn't recommend with this weapon though, Vanish Bomb. The reason why I wouldn't recommend Vanish Bomb is because it kind of defeats the point of the sniper. If I go invisible, enemies are going to be able to see my glare even if I'm invisible. So like, it kind of defeats the point of invisibility if they can still see you. So yeah, don't run this thing. Don't run Vanish Bomb with sniper. Never. And also, yeah, glitches, because you can just, like, if they don't show from far away, you can pop their bubble. Thermal bore is also, I forgot to mention, but if they're going to be putting goo down, very important to thermal bore it right away to prevent those steals. So yeah, let's move on to the next weapon. Sword. So sword, obviously you're gonna be running dash too. Pretty much every weapon except the sniper, like shotguns and like maybe the V9S, which is for some reason I wouldn't recommend it as much. So yeah, sword, dash because of the ability to super dash. I'm 10 meters away from this guy, you can ping him, and I'm starting to get a connection with my sword. It's crazy. This weapon is like so rangy. You can be like 15 meters away. I'm still gonna like close the distance in half a second. You're gonna want to be sword dashing, and then dashing immediately after to get the most movement. So sword is really good for movement. So yeah, combine everything, every movement utility to get the most movement, and then you can just like kill people. Because right now the sword is extremely strong. I think it's the strongest it's been in like since season 1, or since the sword nerf actually. Because like you can just dash onto a light and immediately kill him right after. So yeah, sword is a pretty good weapon. The LH1. The LH1 is going to be a different sniper rifle or DMR. So you might think the best way to play this weapon is on a roof, and it's not that bad. You could run it from far away, but the sheer amount of damage that this thing provides, you can still run it from like close range. If you can hit those headshots, you're gonna destroy every class in seconds, milliseconds. So yeah, important to note. The sights are extremely important on this weapon because some provide more zoom, and I think one provides glare. So don't take the one that provides glare. I think it's the same one, the refractor slash ACOG. ACOG. So yeah, don't run the ACOG, and don't run zoom thingies because this thing's recoil is gonna be there's a lot of recoil. So you don't want to be adding onto that recoil unless you're gonna be sitting on a roof and doing chip damage and flicking heads. So yeah. Recurve bow. Recurve bow could be run with grappling hook or dash. So you choose whatever you want to run. My shots, yeah. So the recurve bow could be used as a sniper because of its amount of like range and damage output. Or you could also run it close range because it shoots pretty fast. It can just shoot arrows like this, and it's like infinite ammo and it does a lot of damage. So depending on what playstyle you're gonna want to be running, you can either run evasive dash or grappling hook. V9S. V9S is one of the most fun weapons in the game. It's kind of like an AR because it's like a pistol, but like yeah, it's a pistol. It's kind of between a DMR and an AR. You can sit on the roof, but like from far away, unless you can hit like every shot, it's not gonna do that much damage. Like yeah, it takes a lot of shots to kill, but it just shreds classes from close range. Even medium range, it can be good, but compared to close range, it's not even close. And also get those headshots in because if you get headshots in, it's just gonna destroy every class in the game. So yeah, run this one as like an AR or a DMR. So I sometimes run this with grappling hook because it makes me feel like I'm John Wick. But dash is just better for pretty much every weapon, so just run dash if you want. SH1900. So this is the inferior light shotgun because it does no damage at range. Not really reliable at range. If you can close the distance though, it's the best weapon in the game. 2 shots heavies. It's like one of the only weapons that 2 shots heavies. So really good damage output, and it does so much damage that even at ranges where you feel like you wouldn't do that much damage, like let's say I'm at 5 meters, it still does so much damage because like the amount of damage it does isn't enough to like cancel out. Like it's just so it does so much damage basically that even at 5 meters it's still gonna do a lot of damage. If that makes sense. This is one of the only weapons I would recommend running invisibility with because well you're gonna want to be sneaking up on people. And if you can sneak up on people, well, they're dead pretty much, unless you miss. But that's just a skill issue. So yeah, you could be more safe and run invisibility, or you could run dash and just like close the distance instantly and just 205 people. So yeah, that's how you're gonna want to be running this weapon. Oh, next weapon, the XP54. Probably the staple light weapon, I would say. It might be the M11 for you, but for me it's the XP54. The MP5, the XP54. Whatever you want to call it. So with this, yeah, just like run the same thing as ARM/M11, even though it's pretty much in between those 2 weapons. So I would recommend running the base loadout. You can always like switch out for gravity vortex or smoke grenades or sonar grenades. But yeah, this XP-54 gonna be extremely reliable at 10 to 30 meters because of the amount of damage it does. It has a pretty big magazine size compared to the other automatic rifles, or well, it's not a rifle, but yeah, you get the point. But yeah, XP-54, great damage, great stuff, all reliable pretty much. Next weapon, throwing knives. So throwing knives, it's even more important to run this with dash than it is with the other weapons, for the simple reasons that you're shooting for about a second and then pausing for half a second. Well, not a second, but like you pause between your shots, which means you can take that advantage dash, or like a disadvantage and turn it into an advantage and dash. So let's say I'm shooting him, then I dash in between my hits. So yeah, you're gonna want to be dashing in between your shots to give the enemies the least amount of chances to hit you, and give you the most amount of chances to avoid the shots and to get the most damage in. And get some edge shots in because, well, it makes a big difference. Like, he's still alive, and this guy ain't. So yeah, just click heads, I guess. And you don't want to be right clicking when someone is in front of you. Let's say I'm behind a wall, I'm gonna right click. But if he's right in front of me, I'm not gonna right click. That's stupid. Just like get the immediate damage in instead of charging it up. It's not gonna change that much from you the damage. It's just gonna make it go faster and throw them both at the same time. So unless you have time to charge them up, don't charge them up, basically. And that was the last weapon.